When a police officer is doing their job, interacting with the public, it is perfectly reasonable for people to record them in order to help hold them to account. In many jurisdictions, there are restrictions such as you have to be a certain amount distance away, and there may be issues like dealing with somebody who's having some kind of mental break and exacerbating the situation. Now, one of the things cops have been known to do in that situation with relatively acceptable restrictions is they'll approach the person filming them and then make that, hey, I'm a cop standing right here. You have to be 100, you have to be 20 feet away. Go 20 feet back. So now they're 40 feet away from essentially the interaction. That is out of line. That is inappropriate. And you don't have to be a journalist to do journalism. That's what the First Amendment means. Because as soon as you require credentials to even do that kind of thing, you give the law the ability to shut people up. If you notice the First Amendment, it's all one right. The ability to uh, the ability to communicate your opinions about stuff. You can think something that is legal should be legal. That doesn't mean you can do it on camera uh, and call it journalism or call it freedom of speech while you're tagging on somebody's property. There is one exception that I think is not legitimate. Ethically, morally, but may be difficult to craft a law narrow enough that it doesn't give cops the ability to abuse it relatively easily. And that is creeping on people's cars in the police parking lot. Like they're really just doing it, and then when getting confronted with being in a police parking lot, looking in people's cars and being weird, and then when you get confronted, act like you're a hero of the First Amendment. It's lame, it's pathetic, and it makes you the jerk. In one case, after being confronted and after the guy realized he didn't have much he could do about it, he attempted to leave the situation, and the guy followed him. And then when he got the door shut in his face and locked, he threatened a lawsuit if the cop didn't open it up so this guy can continue to harass him. That's not journalism, that's just being a punk. Now, that's my opinion on journalism. And in order to make sure that in order to make sure that certain things happen, I may have to agree with them on a certain extent, but locking the door in the guy's face, I think that's acceptable.